Hey there, Wondering Watchers! Welcome to this pick a card reading that reveals everything you need to know about the person that is crushing on you. This reading will dive into whose heart you make flutter, your current feelings towards each other, and where things could go with this person who has the major hots for you. So keep in mind that these cards only provide perspective and that your choices and your actions lead to the ultimate truth of your situation. You have agency over your life and you make the decisions about how to live it. For those of you ready to find out about who's crushing on you right now, the link to each reading is in the description box below. For those who want to ease into this pick a card and get into the right mindset, then I have more to tell you. In front of me, there are 4 piles of cards. Pile number 1, we have Modern Spellcaster's Tarot. Pile number 2, we have Chubby Bun. Pile number 3, the Field Tarot. Pile number 4, 7th Sphere Rider-Waite Smith Tarot. So you can pick the pile of cards that you feel drawn to the most. If you sense that there may be more than one person crushing on you right now, then feel free to pick more than one pile. If you are hoping to hear about someone in particular having a crush on you, then pick all the piles. If you don't get a message that you were hoping for in any of the readings for the piles, then it may not be for your best and highest good to hear that particular message right now. So feel free to pause the video if you need time to review the deck choices or meditate, flip a coin, whatever you need to do. Once you've made your decision, go to the description box and click on the link for the corresponding pile. So now it's time to tap into the cards, choose your mystery person revealing tarot adventure, and let's make magic happen. Welcome back. This is the reading for group number 1, those who pick Modern Spellcaster's Tarot. Before we get into the tarot cards, we're going to see what the oracle cards say about who has a crush on you. So we are going to start off by answering the question which probably all of you really want to know, which is who your crush is. What do they look like? So we are going to pull some cards to see what you would notice about, their appearance. They have a round face, coarse hair, and dark skin. So anything is popping to mind right now, that'd be pretty interesting. Round, coarse hair, dark skin. Okay, I'm just going to give these cards a shuffle real quick. But we're not going to get into the tarot cards just yet. I just want to get a shuffle in after getting the physical appearance of your crush group number 1. So let's get something about your crush's personality and energy. Happiness. So it seems that they are generally a happy person, maybe with a smile on their round face. You have consciousness. So they may be someone who is really aware. Maybe they don't talk a lot, but they are pretty much very knowledgeable about their environment, and they are able to read a crowd, and if they are someone that interacts with you, they may be someone who is actually can kind of pick up on your mood or sense certain things about you. And you have this determination card. So here it seems that they are really a go-getter, someone who tends to not be dissuaded, put off by challenges and obstacles. So let's take a look at this person's wants and needs. What is it that they want in their life? Healing, protection, empowerment. So it may be that they've been hurt before. It may be that it took a lot out of them emotionally, energetically, and they are still trying to recover from that. You're feeling, they are determined when it comes to goals that they set, but it seems like when it comes to their crush on you, group number one, they are really wanting to be at a much better place. They're happy already. They're aware of their surroundings, but it's a sense that they are gearing up to be in a better place of mental health, emotional health, physical health before approaching you and letting you know how they feel. So let's take a look at how they feel about you. We already know that they have a major crush on you, so let's get into their feelings, group number one. Support. So they feel that you are going to be a supportive individual. They are looking for someone who will kind of be there for them to protect each other if there is, a committed relationship there. So they feel that you would be that type of supportive person. So let's see what they're attracted to. Seems that there's maybe a friendship that already exists between you two, and you may be a supportive friend to them right now. And so that's kind of allowing them to maybe even heal from their past relationship. Maybe you help them get over somebody or some kind of disappointment that they have in other areas of their life. Maybe you help them deal with like a rejection of a job offer, some type of position, something along those lines. So let's see what prevents them from telling you their true feelings. You have this card of freedom. To some degree, it's a sense of them still being in this process of healing from whatever is going on with them personally and feeling protected. And, it's a sense of freedom of not wanting to make you feel uncomfortable or I want to say caged in almost in terms of their feelings. And what I mean by that is kind of like being aware of their true feelings for you. It may be that you only start operating in a very confined environment with them, or don't really allow yourself to kind of let loose like you would before. Maybe you have like a guard up. So it's a sense of they don't want to really limit the interactions that you have by telling you about their feelings. And to some degree, they want to be in a better place themselves before jumping into something that is, committed, because it seems like that's that's what they are looking for. It doesn't seem that they are looking for something, quick, something fleeting. They're looking for something that will, you know, grow stronger over time. So let's see about your feelings for this individual. Positive. So you generally feel that you like this person. You see them as their best qualities, type of thing. Maybe there have been hints of potential when you've seen them. So let's see what romantic attraction you have towards this person. You have this float card. Interestingly, this little rubber ducky doesn't have eyes. So the romantic attraction, it's kind of, there's nothing that is solid. There's nothing in terms of like a physical attraction there that is, pulling you in. It's kind of just coexisting right now. So let's see what information about this person, if you knew, would most influence your romantic attraction towards them. Soul family. It says BFF. So it seems here, to some degree, it feels like you see this person as like a family member, someone that you do care about deeply, and someone who you would support. Maybe not necessarily someone that you want to make out with, but yeah, more like maybe if you didn't see them in that like a sibling, like a familial way, or maybe some other type of way, maybe not even sibling, maybe like parent child, who knows. So it's because we don't have a specific age for this individual here. So let's take a look at the potential for a romantic connection with you two. So let's see what kind of connection exists between you now. You have this Two of Pentacles. So it seems that you kind of you maybe work together. You perhaps are both trying to. It seems like if you're in a situation where you're both trying to get your footing on things. So whether this is in a classroom or in a work setting, improv class, acting class, something where you are kind of both sharing your initial journey on something. Maybe you both started a some type of program at the same time, some type of job at the same time. Maybe you're even neighbors that just happen to, one of you just happened to move next to each other recently, and just trying to kind of almost see how you two fit in each other's lives. But it does seem that there is a mutual support there to some degree, maybe even just encouragement. So let's see what role you have. You have the Devil. So to some degree in your connection, your relationship, your acquaintanceship, whatever it is with you and this person, group number one, it's a sense that you really have the control. You might be the person that is kind of tells this person just to let loose a little bit, let their hair down, stay out past their bedtime, do things that are a little bit outside of their comfort zone. It may be that you are aware to some degree that they have feelings for you and you kind of are using it for, not all the time, but you use it to your advantage, it seems. So let's see the role they have. 10 of Pentacles. So they really are someone who is determined to kind of build a future for themselves and whatever it is that they're currently kind of starting out in or trying to get noticed in. They seem to really want to have that, be a protector, have a family, connect with people. And it may be because, of this that you feel that they are kind of like soul family. So let's see how you'd react if they declared their romantic feelings for you, group number 1. You have the 10 of Cups. So it does seem like it would be, a positive result. Again, the 10 of Cups is more like a family setting, though. So it may be that it's just like, great that you told me about that. That's good for you. You're still healing. It shows that you're like confident and, being supportive almost. So let's see how you would feel if that person started dating someone else. You have the 9 of Wands here. So this is a sense that you would be a little bit kind of on guard, maybe a bit protective, and to some degree, like trying to be aware of like what's going on, but really not really knowing enough about that person or their life to get a good view of things. So if you are like, a neighbor or someone that kind of is able to see glimpses of things, maybe that you might just be like wanting to check things out, snooping a little bit. So let's take a look at how you should act around this person, considering all this so far. You have the Hanged Man. So it is a sense that, just let it kind of sink in. No need to do anything rash. No need to like test the waters. Just let things sink in and see if that kind of changes or transforms your feelings about that person. And it may be that you just become even more appreciative of your friendship. But for now, just relish the fact that you have these great sentiments that this person feels about you, and that you've got a really solid, at least friendship that is growing between you, and that this is a very positive person. If you're looking for positivity in your life, or positivity and happiness in your life, 10 of Pentacles here, this is a very positive person to have around. I would just also just kind of be aware of this devil energy that you have when it comes between you two. And maybe just with this Hangman, not necessarily use that to your advantage. Just like let things like marinate, just marinate things a little bit. So I'm hoping that this provides a helpful perspective of who has a crush on you. And we'll see you next time. Take care. Welcome back. This is a reading for group number 2, those who picked Chubby Bun Tarot deck. Before we get into the tarot cards, we're going to see what the oracle cards have to say about who has a crush on you, group number 2. And we are going to answer one of the most important questions you probably have, which is, who is this person? What do they look like? So let's see what you'd notice about their appearance. That they look young, but have white hair. Maybe they dye their hair. Maybe it's natural, or maybe really blonde. And they have a masculine look about them. Well, so masculine, maybe your idea of masculine, if you kind of, when I think of masculine, I think of muscly, like beefy and muscly. But maybe your idea of masculine is different than mine. So let's get into some of their energy and personality. Let's see about this person who has a crush on you. All right, group number 2, they are happy. So any type of young, white-haired, masculine-looking individuals who are happy, you have this stop card. So they, with these 2 colors here, it's a sense that they are very much like a passionate type of person, someone who's really like aimed for success, aimed for, building something with their ideas, their passion. So with this stop card, it's a sense that they are willing to just kind of do things that's out of the ordinary, like maybe just drop out of school if they've been in a program and they feel like they're not moving forward with it, or just quit a job because there is a different direction they're going to go. It's a sense that they are very much it's like they, that phrase of if you talk the talk then walk the walk. They pretty much are the type of person that would just do the walk, not much of the talk. And it's kind of like, what's going on there? And so they are very action oriented. So let's see what else we got. And flow. So they tend to, be the type of person they're easy to be around, easygoing. And if they don't want to be somewhere anymore, then they would just kind of not be around, just leave the situation. They kind of want to go where they are drawn. So let's take a look at their wants and needs right now. Peace. So it's a sense that they are someone who is really focusing on their emotional and spiritual health. A sense of they need to do what's best for them. That might not necessarily be outwardly spiritual, but it's a sense of like being good with themselves, being in a place of like calm. So they might not have a name for it, but or say that it's a spiritual connection, but it's them being really able to connect with their higher self and something that's greater than themselves that they feel drawn towards. Life purpose. So they're just pursuing what they feel they are being called to do in life. And it might not be something that for them is, outwardly or inwardly like a life purpose call. Again, it's this drive to be a certain way, a pull to be a certain way. But what it is for them is to be pursuing like what it is they currently need to be doing in life or feel they need to be doing in life so that they can be at, be at peace. It sounds like someone who passed away, but more like be full, like to really not yearn for something else. It's like they have to pursue this path that whatever path they feel that they're on. And you have this happiness card again. So they're really someone who is focused on happiness. So it's really interesting that you have this flow, this happiness, and this individual who seems very determined to be happy and live their life in a way where their focus is on their emotional stability. Kind of like almost like a King of Cups type of feel. So let's take a look at their feelings for you. You have differences here. So this kind of indicates that maybe there was a connection between you two at some point. And maybe one or both of you decided it wasn't going to go anywhere, but it's almost a sense of how you didn't connect. Maybe it was something that it was before they were really on this path, or it's really something that they are recognizing that you don't have to be the same person as them or want the same things as them, because they're really in a place and desire to be in a place where they don't need you to be anything for them. So let's see, what about you they're attracted to? You have this control card. Interesting. So to some degree with this stop and this control card, it's a sense that they don't see you as someone who could be controlled or would they'd want to control. It's a sense of they almost feel a little out of control with you. And at first it could be that they thought it was your differences. Maybe one of those things like they might have even been initially put off because there was a feeling that they didn't really understand, a discomfort that they didn't really understand. And so to some degree, they feel like when it comes to you, you might kind of interrupt their focus. And they may have seen that as a negative thing, but that they are now kind of taking a closer look. So let's see what obstacle prevents them from telling you their feelings. True love. So I think they're still trying to get a sense of what it is they are feeling. Is it a sense of, wanting something that they feel like they can't have or initially didn't want? And is it something that is going to be in alignment with what their current life purpose is, their pursuit of happiness? Is it just something where, you give them a sense of a discomfort, and it truly is just, there's something about you, group number 2, that like makes people kind of stop and go, And so it seems like they're trying to figure out, is it something that is like really feelings for you? Is it love? Is it, ego? Is it a sense of just, they don't know how to flow around you? So let's see about how you feel about this person right now, group number 2. Gaining speed. So to some degree, it may be that, this is someone you really didn't pay attention to, or someone that you felt was like a competitor, someone that, you really didn't see as a potential. But maybe they are similarly kind of making you stop and, take a second look as well. So let's see what romantic attraction you'd have for this person. You have float. So actually group number 1 also had float for their feelings for this person as well. I think it's just not yet, it's not yet defined. It's just kind of, it's funny because they have flow and you have float. It's not yet defined. You're just kind of feeling things out. And, for the most part, it's like you coexist with this person, and you may even, feel good in their presence. But in terms of a specific attraction, it's not yet defined. So let's see what information about this person would most influence your romantic attraction to them. You have this fall card. So group number 2, for some of you, if you knew that they loved the fall, Halloween, spiced pumpkin lattes, cinnamon bread, that might actually make you more like romantically drawn to them. For others of you, group number 2, I feel like if you were aware that you impacted this person, that they actually, were head over heels for you, that information would, most influence whether or not you would have romantic feelings for them. So let's get into the potential for a connection between you and this person that has a crush on you. So let's see what kind of connection does exist between you two. You have the High Priestess. So it's a sense of things are hidden, and maybe there's you have a sense of maybe there is something more than meets the eye, but it seems otherwise. You two are not necessarily directly involved with each other, maybe, on the periphery of things. And there's, maybe people that connect you together, situations that connect you together. But what you have right now is just like an unspoken, about each other type of things. You both know of each other. And it makes me think of like I played dodgeball. That's where I met my husband, and I actually played recently. And I've been playing dodgeball off and on for the past like 11 years. And there's people that I know of, and I know they know of me, but we may have talked once or twice, but it's not really where our groups are merged, and it's someone I feel like I need to say hi to or acknowledge. It's like, oh yeah, there's that person, and we know of each other, and we're cordial, but that's kind of vibe I get there. So let's see what role you have. You have the Four of Swords. So a sense of what you're a little bit withdrawn, a sense of really not interacting much. Let's see what role they have. King of Swords. So, to some degree, it may be someone who you see as not like a player. Maybe you see them as a player, but someone who needs to be top dog, someone who is wants to be seen as the authority. So if there's a group of people, making sure that, this person agrees with the plan or likes the plan before doing things, or this is the person who, overhears what the plan is and is like, hey, everyone, the plan is this. So it seems like this is the person who's like controlling everything. So just to some degree, it may be this masculine, they appear masculine, could be this sense of like, they like to look as if they call the shots type of thing. So let's see how you would react if they declared their romantic feelings for you. You have the Knight of Cups. So again, if you knew they were into you, the heartstrings would start getting played a bit. So let's see how you'd feel if they, dated someone else. You have the Justice card here. So it's like you'd be fine. It's a sense of, well, it makes sense. You're not actively trying to be with this person. They're not actively trying to be with you. And if they are with someone else, well, maybe because one or both of them actively, were in that position to do things. So it's almost a sense of like, it wouldn't really affect you one way or the other. So let's take a look at how you should act around this person. You have the Seven of Wands, so just stand your ground. If it's something that, don't change anything. If you were someone who would call them out before, keep calling them out again. It's a sense that it seems like the connection you two have is it could be, again, like aware of each other, acquaintances, very brief interactions, but know of each other and are fine living in separate worlds. But it would be interesting to see, where this develops with that individual, whether they figure out you're just someone who just caused them discomfort because you're someone who, calls them out, or they feel like they can't really have that, maybe you don't see them in a certain way. They can't control you or influence you like they can others. So it'd be interesting to see how that goes. So I'm hoping this provides a helpful perspective of who has a crush on you, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Welcome back. This is the reading for group number 3, those who picked the Field Tarot. But before we get into the tarot cards, we're going to see what the oracle cards have to say about who has a crush on you, group number 3. So you're probably wondering who this person is, what do they look like, how would you notice them? So let's see about their appearance. They appear to be someone who is daring to you, someone who does things that are outside of the, I guess, social norms, maybe for attention, maybe for laughs, maybe because they're bored. But they are also someone who is religious. So maybe they do these daring things because they have a family that is strict, have certain rules inside of the home, and they are someone who smiles a lot. Maybe not a lot. Maybe they smile when it comes to you. So let's take a look at this person's energy and their personality. Let's see what you should know. Frustration. So this person that has a crush on you, group number 3, they might be someone who gets easily frustrated with things, so they try different approaches. So it might be part of this daring thing. So if they can't get in through the front door, they'll go in through a window. So they might be easily frustrated, but it also is a sense of possibly rules that they don't like following. Faith. So again, that concept of religion. So it might be that they're not against religion. It's more expectations of who they are and how to act in certain rules and being like rigid. They may be someone who has, has spiritual connections, has a sense of faith and hope, but maybe has an issue with conforming. And here is this cleanse card. So they are someone who it may also be that they're trying to, it's like a phase of their life where they're trying to kind of get a sense of who they are, get into a flow of things. And it's kind of maybe a struggle for them to some degree of recognizing that there are certain ways of being and acting that kind of allow for your life to be a little bit easier, but also a way of being and doing and acting that is to them like conformity and just going along with things and being like, I want to say, not mindless, but really there's a sense of them wanting to be an individual, but recognizing that there's a certain path to being an individual, and an individual who has a connection with something greater than themselves without conforming, without having kind of doing what is expected. So let's see about what their wants and needs are. Boundaries. They personally have boundaries. They might feel a little bit that they kind of encroach on other people's boundaries, but it is a way for them to test what is acceptable and not acceptable to them. Psychic abilities. So they may really have a sense, with connecting with this aspect of faith, something greater than themselves. It may be because they have an awareness, awareness about their environment and whether they are pushing the limits. It might be in terms of social views. Some of the things that they do might be a little bit shocking, but it's a sense that they have an understanding for them. They can sense what is like going to pass, like what is going to be just shrugged off and what is not, and a sense of healing. So to some degree, it seems like they are trying to kind of manage to integrate some contradictions that they've grown up with, and this is kind of the way that they're processing it right now. And they will be able to kind of learn from this experience, grow from it, and have a better understanding of what it is that they want for themselves. So let's see how they feel about you, group number 3. We already know they have a crush on you, but let's get more into how they feel about you as a person. Passion. So they feel like, you're a passionate individual. This sense of, drive that they have, they feel like together, maybe hot passion between you guys, fiery connection. So there's definitely a desire there. So let's see what they're attracted to. Chemistry. So they felt something, it's one of those things where, that psychic ability and a sense of being connected to something outside of themselves. It's something that they felt. It's not something that maybe they can put into words. It's not like you meet this certain criteria, because again, they don't necessarily like to conform or have certain rules, and maybe it's not something that they even think about. It's something they just feel, and they're just going with it. And in terms of the obstacles preventing them from telling you their feelings, there's this regret card. So it may be that they have in the past, told someone their feelings, shown their feelings, and regretted it, or they feel if they told you that they would regret having done that, because for them this is something like they totally control. No one's telling them they have to like you. This is something that they get to, it's not like they have to follow this rule. It's not like something they need to do to conform. This is personal. It's for them. And to share that with you, to tell you about it, kind of creates it where now there's certain expectations of where is it going? How are they going to be now? Things along those lines. So let's take a look at your feelings for this individual. Let's see how you feel, group number 3. You have gaining speed. So it could be that you really hadn't thought much about this person. It's, not someone that you actually interact with much, but maybe they are starting to become like more in your periphery, and kind of noticing them a little bit more. So let's see about what romantic attraction you have to this person. You have winter. So pretty cold, a sense of, You do things maybe just for appearances in terms of your interactions with them, but nothing that's really like fully romantic. So what information about this person would you need that would influence your romantic attraction to them? There's this float card. So to some degree, it's a sense that you really don't think this person is gonna be someone who's like has a future that they're directed towards. And if they actually had like you know I guess what you would say like a goal, a direction, right now it is as if they're dealing with some things in their life and kind of going through a certain phase where they need to kind of transform so that they can have more direction of where they want to go. So to some degree, it's that lack of immediate direction is kind of affecting how you would even really consider them in terms of romance. So let's take a look at the tarot cards and see potential for a connection there. So what kind of connection exists right now? You have Prince of Discs, or Knight of Pentacles is the equivalent, and it says reliability. So to some degree, it might be someone that you just routinely see. It's a sense of maybe you are someone who they see at the store, or they that they kind of I kind of sensing like they're a customer somewhere, or they frequent a certain place. They may even, maybe they work, when I say like maybe gardening, or they cut the grass, or they, help out at a nail salon or barber shop, something along those lines, where you kind of see them, and it's more of a kind of like a recognition of that person and the situation or the environment, and it's kind of like tied together. So let's see what role you have here. King of Discs, power. So you have the financial security, you have the material wealth, at least in terms of this situation. So that's if they are, if they're a customer somewhere, then you are like the store manager, or you have like the power, or maybe you're the customer somewhere and you're the customer that's always right. It's a sense though, like it may be even a work related situation where you are their boss. So that's kind of, the connection between you so far is more material. Not really, doesn't seem necessarily like you have the same friends, or that you run in the same group. It's just like the environment where you are, kind of, and the transactions that take place there. So here, let's see what role they have. You have the Star. So here it's someone who, they are kind of hopeful. They are kind of exposed in this setting. more exposed than they like to be, possibly. And they could be like just very, very helpful in whatever it is that they need to do. So let's take a look at how you would react if they declared the romantic feelings for you. Nine of Cups, fulfillment. So you'd be happy about it. You'd, feel good about yourself. It's nice to know if someone's attracted to you. So let's see how you'd feel if they just dated someone else. You have Princess of Swords or Page of Swords. It says curiosity about it. So it seems like, oh, if someone else was interested in this person, then what is there? What's there that I'm not seeing? Maybe even just want to know, but still not a sense of a romantic draw. So let's see how you should act around this person now. You have this Death card. So in terms of acting, it seems, you can act in any which way. The traditional Death card, you see death on a horse, and there are people who are, flat out on the ground dead. There's like a bishop or pope or something trying to negotiate with death. There's a child not even looking at death. There's a child looking at death with awe. So it's a sense of like, you can react any which way that you want, because this person is going through a transformation and you might react differently to them, the different times that you are encountering them. So I'm hoping that this provides a helpful perspective on who has a crush on you, group number 3, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Welcome back. This is the reading for group number 4, those who picked 7th Sphere Tarot. Before we get into the tarot cards, we're going to see what the oracle cards have to say about who has a crush on you, group number 4. So you're probably wondering what this person kind of looks like. So let's start out by seeing what you would notice about how they appear. They have soft features and straight teeth and green eyes. So it may not be that they actually have all these features, but that's how it's like how you would pick up on it, or what you would notice or believe that they have, at least initially. So let's find out about this person's energy, how they are, their personality, passion. So they are someone that really kind of feels that they follow their heart. Maybe even someone who is like creative, someone who really kind of wears their heart on their sleeve. You have movement here. So group number 4, there's someone who really is kind of really feels advancing towards whatever their vision is, whatever their goals are. They feel that, not only feel that they're moving towards it, they are making actual active steps to pursue whatever their passion is in life. And there's this strength card. So they basically are someone who is self-reliant. There's someone also that others can rely on as well. They'll be there for other people because they're passionate about almost everyone kind of getting to where they want to be in life and actually having, reaching their goals. So they're someone who is definitely going to be like a supportive individual. So let's take a look at their wants and needs. What is it that they want out of life? So here, willpower. So this sense of inner strength and drive is something that is really important to them, to get where they want to be in the world. That's something that is a major focus for them. We have psychic abilities. So there's a sense that, what is driving them, this passion, is really, it's like a call for them to kind of see things in a way that they really hadn't seen before, or to really kind of have a sixth sense about the direction they're going and helping to guide them along that way. So let's see what else. Fertility. So here they really, the sense of passion, creativity, sense of like no limitations. It's really an abundant mindset that this person has. Like they can have anything that they really truly work towards and kind of put their focus on, and really with their heart and their mind, they can kind of have whatever they want. So let's take a look about how they feel about you, group number 4. There is this healing card. So it may be that they have initially kind of let you know what they were feeling, or that they were interested in you, and it may have been kind of they felt was shot down or ignored. So right now they feel that they are still you are that mystery for them. They can have everything that they want in life. They have this great potential when it comes to things that don't deal with someone actually feeling like romantics towards them. So here they don't have control over that aspect. So I think to some degree, if they had your attention, your love, it's a sense of like there's no stopping them. So let's see what about you they're attracted to. The support thing. So they feel like, again, they are a sense of strength to other people. They feel that you are similar, that you are a really caring person, that you pretty much have everything that you need to get where you want to go in life. And together, you guys could even be like a greater force. So let's see what obstacles prevent them from telling you their feelings. Guarded. So it could be because of something in the past between you and this individual directly, or them and someone else. But when it comes to their feelings for you and telling you their feelings for you, it's something that they are kind of almost going against their initial drive, in terms of pursuing what they're passionate about and really kind of making things happen. Here you are that enigma for them, where it's something that just because they are passionate about you or want to be with you or want you to feel a certain way for them, it's not necessarily going to be that case. So let's take a look here at your feelings for them, group number 4. So how do you feel about this person? You have proposal. So what I get from this is you feel that they are pretty much ready to propose to you. It's one of those people that you almost can feel how they feel about you. And so it may be that they didn't tell you how they felt, but maybe you kind of sensed a certain direction they were trying to go, and you're just like, let me put a pause on that real quick. So let's see what romantic attraction you have. You have this build card. So it's a sense of, maybe, but it's not quite there yet. And the foundation that it's built on, I mean, this is a sandcastle. There could be like a gust of wind and you're like, nah. So it's something that you'd have to it really would have to be a solid foundation to even kind of grow from, but it's not. So let's take a look at what information about this person would most influence you to find them attractive romantically. So you have this positive card. You already know that they're a passionate person and they're strong and that they go after what they want. The way I'm seeing this positive, this information here, it's a sense of like, rose-colored glasses. So it may be that you are not fully aware and not of how much they can actually accomplish what they set their hearts on, their goals on. And it may be that this drive, seeing, that they can pretty much create what they want or get whatever they want, maybe not necessarily you, but kind of seeing that attitude might actually change how you feel about them romantically. It might inspire you and maybe turn this sand into something a little bit more concrete when it comes to like that romantic attraction. So group number 4, let's get into the tarot cards and see what kind of potential connection there is. So what exists between the two of you now? Knight of Wands. So there is a sense of whatever this passion is, you both have a sense of passion. Maybe you both are in the creative field together, in the same like creative field. To some degree, it also feels like maybe something like physical. Maybe are, play the same sports together, something along those lines where you are aware of their passion, their strength, their movement. Whatever this field is, you are aware of those aspects about them. So let's see what role you have here. 5 of Swords. So basically, it's almost that you are aware of how to really deflate this individual. And to some degree, it might be hard for you to resist kind of taking the wind out of their sails. So let's take a look at the role they have. 2 of Cups. So yeah, they're pretty much, they're not telling you exactly how they feel, but it's pretty obvious to you, and it might be obvious to them that it's obvious to you. So let's see how you'd react if they declared their romantic feelings for you, group number 4. The Emperor. So you would kind of, it's almost a sense of you would just like put a quash on that. You would just like, nope, I'm going to put up even more boundaries. I'm going to let you know your place a little bit more. And, you know, really, whatever you think is going to happen, you are on a different, you know, we are in a different, like playing field altogether. Like, not going to happen. So let's see how you would feel if they started dating someone else. 3 of Swords. I think you'd be disappointed. You would really kind of feel kind of butthurt. And you do have the 5 of Swords, this kind of like winning at all costs. So if they weren't showing you the attention that, you know, this, you know, puppy dog attention, they showed it to someone else, it's almost like you'd feel like betrayed to some degree and upset. But it's not, it's only because there's this expectation that they have a certain feeling for you. So let's see how you should act around this person. Page of Wands. So it's a sense of, you know, express yourself however you want to express yourself. You could be curious about things, maybe even be flirtatious, but just, you know, be nice and not necessarily try to, you know, not try to do anything except be a curious individual who is wanting to be the best version of yourself and wanting other people to be the best versions of them so that you can, you know, learn from each other and get along. So here I'm not sensing there's much of a romantic connection on your end. And this individual here is probably going to have to get over you. And so, you know, just be as friendly as possible without giving the wrong impression, and you'll see how it goes. So I'm hoping this gives you a helpful perspective of who has a crush on you, and we'll see you next time. Take care.